Okay, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit quieter because people are sleeping upstairs because I'm doing the cliche of recording something from my parents' basement. Um, I gotta ask, was there jet lag in this game? Because did something go wrong with the flights? Because they came in and this felt like a regular season game by both teams. And Carolina won. I'm going to talk about a lot of positives, but Carolina, when they play the Rangers, probably in the next round. I mean, Rangers are up to nothing. When they play the Rangers in the next round, because the series isn't over, if they play the Rangers in the next round, I'm going to knock on wood to be safe. Um, I don't think they're winning a series the way they're playing this series. I'd like they've had one stretch where they've played really good Hurricanes hockey, and it was Game 2 when they became the first team in playoff history to score on an empty net while their goalies pulled and later in the same period. So Carolina they had one history making period and they had a really good third period both games in, and this period was slightly better even though Islanders were getting more chances, but Islanders backs were so far against the wall. You're not going to get as many offensive opportunities, and that's fine. I didn't expect them to towards the end. I just you got to hold on to your bootstraps while your team tries to come in and um, tries to withstand a push like that when a team's entire season is relying on said push. And they did, and they won the game. But it's like they just for this felt like a regular season game. Both teams came in slow. They just kind of lackadaisical. Yeah, we're playing hockey. We're like they're trying, but it's like it's not the same. There wasn't playoff intensity. Didn't even have playoff atmosphere for a while. And Carolina, they got lucky that pulling Varlamov and putting in Sorokin was a mistake because Carolina, they feast on their opportunities, feast on a goalie who's not playing well, didn't have the confidence coming into the series fresh. They feasted on him, got 2 quick goals. Islanders played catch up the rest of the game, and that's how they won. But they did not play well in that period. I was like, oh, they're not playing well at all, and they're up 2-0 when Islanders scored. I was like, well, Carolina doesn't even deserve to win this game, so if Islanders come back and tie it, I won't be upset. Um, and honestly, even though Carolina won, Tony DeAngelo, like, I hate to make it seem political. I think I've been defensive of the Tony DeAngelo signing in the past. When he's not playing with Slavin, when he's on the power play, he's worthless. I don't even think he was on the power play tonight because Burns and Orlov are better on the power play. Like, put in Brendan Morrow at this point. And I hate to rag on him because he gets a lot of criticism. I know he's a Trumper, so for some people, it's just an excuse to rag on him more. And that's understandable. I don't, I'm not a political person, but I watch hockey, I watch sports instead of politics because it's better for my mental health. Hating the Islanders is better than hating a party for me. So this isn't me being political when I say Tony DeAngelo is not working on the Hurricanes right now, and he left a guy wide open, and that's how the Islanders got back in the game. Could have maybe been the turning point for the game and thus the series, because games 3 and 4 really are what that set the tone for what the rest of the series is going to be. Whether it's going to be a team coming from behind, or it's going to be a team, or it's just going to be a tight series all the way through. And Carolina show it's going to be Islanders are going to have to win 4 straight. Carolina just got to win 1 of 4, but it is like it's just that pair. Like, Slavin and Burns, they heard my criticism of them. They weren't really themselves. Burns had an amazing night, gets the goal, continues to make plays. I was going to give him Hurricane of the Game, and, because I'm wearing Slavin, he's, my favorite player on the Hurricanes. He steals Hurricane of the Game in the last 2 seconds because I don't think either pair worked. Orlov and Chatfield did work for a little bit. I like them, and then Orlov kind of his game tampered off towards the end. He wasn't playing well towards the end of the game. He did get a goal and stuff, but like towards the end, when I don't think Orlov could really handle Islanders push under the Hurricane system, so Orlov and Chatfield weren't really working, and I think rightfully so that became the number 2 pair. And with Pesci's injury, unfortunately, Shea and DeAngelo rightfully were the third pair tonight. But Tony DeAngelo and Brady Shea didn't work consistently. I mean, because there were shifts where they had good shifts, but Burns and Slavin, consistent pair. There's a reason Burns at 39 years old played 18 minutes. He heard the criticisms, obviously. He called me and was like, "Why are you criticizing me like that?" And he comes in and has a really good game, and he would have had Hurricane of the Game, but as good as Burns is, Slavin was slightly better this game. So Slavin gets Hurricane of the Game tonight. All in all, just kind of Ahu and Svechnikov played well. Like the top end talent for Carolina playing very well in this series. I think the depth is not as good, but it's just the consistency. Carolina, 3 games. They've won 3 games. I don't want to say that much better than the Islanders because it comes off as cocky, but so far they've been that much better than the Islanders that despite their slow start in game 1, game 2, and game 3, they're up 3-0. So Carolina, like they've had a slow start. I'm not like as much as I think this team is capable of winning a Stanley Cup. I'm not confident in their ability to do so. Game 4, they got to come out flying and really set the tone for what they're going to be doing the rest of the playoffs if they want to win that cup. Obviously, they have to win this round to win the cup. Don't be thinking about round 2 yet. You got to win another game. It's the hardest game to win in a playoff series is the last one. So clinch the series and then start worrying about round 1, but do it in a fashion that makes a statement to the Rangers, who are probably going to win. I don't mind jinxing the Rangers. Like but to the Rangers, to Florida, who just went up 3-0 tonight as well, to Boston and Toronto, that, yeah, Carolina, we're going to come out strong and we're going to come out ready to play here in the future. The Islanders got our slow start, and even with our slow start, we won the series, and those slow starts are done. Also, Freddie Anderson had a phenomenal game once again. I would have given him Hurricane of the game probably if I hadn't already gave him game 1, but he had a return to form kind of for his iffy game 2. I wouldn't say bad game 2, but yeah, like there's all positives, 3-0 in a series, lots of room to go. 3 down, 13 to go. See you guys for game 4.